Good afternoon, sir. My name is Chu Kaiki and I'm from the TESOL, taking a TESOL in Sem 5. So my part is to do the introduction part. So I will separate my part to two parts, which is introduction to concrete operational stage and also introduction to cognitive development. So moving to the first part, which is introduction to concrete operational stage. So as we know that concrete operational stage is actually the third stage in the Piaget's theory of cognitive development, and this theory is introduced by John Piaget in 1927. And concrete operational stage is actually referred to the student from 7 years old to 11 years old. So normally they are in primary school stage. So for the student in concrete operational stage, it's important for them to develop their logical thought. So there are some example of activity to develop this technique, which is conservation, classification, selection, and transitivity. So we are applying this activity to our lesson plan to help students that in concrete operational stage to develop their logical thought. So moving to the next part, which is introduction to cognitive development. Cognitive development is very crucial for primary school students, as what I'm saying just now. So I do some research based on it. So based on my research, cognitive is actually translating from a Latin word which called cognoscere, means to know. Therefore, students will be enabled to focus more intently on broad thinking if they develop their cognitive. So therefore, that you can see the primary school student will show more interest in anything new, like they will very interested to learn something that they never heard or they wanted to know. Okay, so for the student, for a child or a kid that fail to develop cognition, you're facing some problems. So one of the problem is the cognitive impairment. So based on my research, this cognitive impairment will cause student difficult to focus on class and also having a trouble to speak in certain language, and also they can't make a decision, and the last one, they will be forgetful. So that's why the student is very important to develop their cognitive, and also parents and teacher play a very important role to help students develop their cognitive. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alia. I'm taking DCG and I'll be explaining about the lesson plan and the objective. So for the lesson plan, as for the pre-lesson, the teacher will be conducting a sing-along. The student will have to sing along to the lemon tree and the teacher will have to lead them. This is to familiarize themselves with the ing words that was in the lyrics. So moving on to the activity 1, the teacher then will display the lyrics of the lemon tree by using a projector, and the student will then have to identify the words that end with ing individually. So after they had learned and familiarized themselves with the present continuous tense, they will be moving on to the next lesson development, which is the lecture. The teacher will then have to explain the grammar rules of present continuous tense by displaying the slides by using a projector, and then the teacher will lead the student to complete the worksheet that have been given, so they can furthermore understand how to use present continuous tense in writings or in daily conversation. After that, the teacher then will divide the student into groups of 5 to 7 members, and question papers will be passed to those groups. So basically, in this question paper, they will have to do an activity called decode and writing, which they have to decode all the questions and then write a full sentence using present continuous tense. After decoding, student then will have to submit their answer to the teacher to be marked. Then, as for the post-lesson plan, which is the closure, the teacher will call out to 5 random students to recall back on what they had learned into this class or in the class that day. Now, moving on to the objective. So basically, the main objective is writing and complementary reading. So by the end of the lesson, the student will be able to use present continuous tense while answering question. The main objective is writing and complementary reading. So by or in daily conversation. Other than that, they will also understand the grammar rules of present continuous tense and understand the timeline clearly when using present continuous tense. That's it for me. I'll be moving on to the next presenter. Thank you very much.
Hello sir, my name is Khadija Soraya. So in addition for the lesson plan part, we include some learning strategies to teach the students, because some school they are combining low and high proficiency students in one class, and some school they are putting the students into the class using their last year paper examination. Like if the students are doing well, so they are going to be into the front class, and if the students are doing not really well, they are going to be to the another class that not in front, like a back class. And some school like I see, they are combining low and high proficiency students, meaning that even though you are doing well, even though you are not doing well, you are going to be into the class. So the strategies for low proficiency students are the teachers are going to pay most of the attention to the students and keep asking them the question regarding on the topic, because to make sure the students are keep on the track while learning into the class that day. Like if the low proficiency students manage to answer it, meaning that they are on track and they can cope with the learning that day. So as for high proficiency students, meaning well they can actually learn by themselves because they are on high proficiency and they can easily understand the topics on that day. So the teachers are going to limit their attention but still observing how well they do the activity on that day. Thank you.
So, according to John Piaget, cognitive development is the capacity to observe, understand, and note information. So, to put into consideration the milestones concrete operational stage has, which is conservation, classification, reversibility, sensitivity, seriation, and lastly, logical reasoning. So, for our lessons, our logical reasoning is mainly applied. So, as aforementioned, concrete operational stage is characterized with logical reasoning. So, dialogical reasoning can only be applied to concrete situations and not hypothetical ones, like what formal operational student can. So, in Activity 8, we will be providing them worksheets, and it will allow the students to grow cognitively and as well as enhancing their understanding of grammar. Not only that, with Activity C, being an activity about decoding and structuring, it would also allow the use of logical reasoning. And with Activity C being a peer interaction activity, it would promote the elimination of egocentrism and to promote sociocentrism. As this is a teamwork activity, the activity promotes perspective taking, which that is the reason why it promotes elimination of egocentrism and to promote social-centric perspective. So, as well as that, not only that, with it being a peer interaction activity, it would promote the imitation of peers. This could be linked to social learning theory, which is when an observer deems a role model as worthy of imitation. So with students imitating one another, it would promote the growth of cognition. So activity C is important in this aspect because cognitive development is very much impossible unless the learned material is applied. So this is active learning. That's all from me. Thank you. I'll be passing it to Alicia.
A very good day to Sir Shafiq. My name is Alicia David and I'm here to explain about the benefit of this activity. So basically there are two benefits that I have discovered about this activity, this lesson plan. So firstly, I would like to explain about embracing diverse learning style. So according to Howard Gardner, he believes that the brain is responsive and gives different content in the work. By implementing multiple intelligence, the teacher can create an empowering learning and comprehensive classroom. So this can also, the teacher also can identify the strength and weakness of the student by seeing the multiple intelligence that the students got. However, by giving feedbacks or reflection can also help the students to concentrate in their classes and in their learning as well. So this can also identify their strength and improve the areas where they are weak. So secondly, I would like to explain about the improvement of multiple intelligence. So there are 4 in this lesson plan, which is bodily kinesthetic, visual representation, linguistic intelligence, and musical intelligence. So in bodily kinesthetic, the student can control and coordinate their body movement by singing and dancing. Their body is used to solve the problem, involve physical hand and eye coordination and spatial awareness. Secondly, the visual representation can help students to understand complex ideas by watching the videos. So thirdly, linguistic intelligence, the student tends to learn language effectively through reading, writing, and speaking. So lastly, the musical intelligence, which also involve in music and can lead to higher academic achievement, mainly for the development of the language. So by this, I would like to conclude that we have also discovered the 2 views of Vygotsky. The adult shift the information to student, and that language is very powerful. So the teacher shift the information to the students so that they can learn more things from the teacher. So in the activity, the social interaction among their friends becomes more representative. So if the child socially interact with one another and with their teacher, they can develop their learning behavior and emotion independently. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello sir, my name is Khadija Suraya. So as for the conclusion for this assignment, Jean Piaget have 4 different stages, and this is the 3rd one, which is the concrete operation stage that happens between 7 to 11 years old kids. So for the cognitive development theory, is it an ability to observe, understand, and consider the information? So 2 activities will be conducted in the class, which are the singing and finding the ing, and also it's about past continuous tense that the students need to find for it. And also the student also will be able to find their multiple intelligences by the activities. That's all for me. Thank you.